There are around 30,000 Palauans worldwide. And a lot of our history has been lost over time. I'm the last to know this story I'm going to tell. It has been passed down from kings to sons for 300 years. It now falls to me, and I have been inspired to tell the world this year. My art started 2 years ago when a tattoo artist from Chile was sitting here, moved to Ithaca and became my co-worker. I always wanted a tattoo, so I was able to create my own design, which honors my father, which is this one here. This one tells a different story from a 400-year-old story. So maybe the next time I'll tell that one. After I got the tattoo, I haven't been able to stop drawing since. Like, it just keeps flowing out. I can't stop it. I contacted an auntie of mine in Palau named Marilyn, who I'm dedicating this show to. I showed her my tattoo designs and asked her, she asked me if I could create a Woods Clan family crest. We never had one before. And I have that one here. That's one that I am showing. And she told me there's never been an artist in the Basilius family before, which was true until recently, which I'll also explain. So I made the family crest, which is on display here, and after that I knew I had to tell the story of Basilius. And he was a Portuguese, and he was a navigator for one of Spain's Manila galleons that made round trips in the Pacific from Acapulco, Mexico to Manila, Philippines. The island of Guam, which is near Palau, was a main hub for these ships back then. And there was a short period of time in the early 1700s when the galleon did not report to Guam. He took the ship to Palau. He would have a family and settle there. Oh wait, I forgot to change them. On one or more of his voyages, he brought Cuban mahogany, seed pods, back to Palau from their native land in the Caribbean. He would live and learn to be a Palauan and raise his family while the trees grew. He set up this alternate destination on Palau for ships to come and trade. When the trees matured, world powers of the time could come to Palau and trade for the best lumber to repair their ships. Basilius would later be named High Chief. Palau is a matriarchal society. The women elders choose the chiefs. This was one of the most significant leadership changes in Palauan history that has nearly been lost. Now, in this series of paintings, I would tell his story. This is from August of last year. This became my lumber business's logo. And this is the first time that I mentioned him. This one was from October of 2024. This is about him arriving on the Spanish galleon, planting the trees, and being made High Chief. This was in November of 2024, and this one wasn't even part of the story. But I'll show you how it became part of the story. And this one I just wanted to. This was in January of this year. And this one I just wanted people to be able to visualize his journey from Portugal and then going to Cuba, getting the seeds, and then going all the way to Palau. Palau is like the English, the international way to say it. Belau is the real native way. after about a week, after I posted this one, I received, there was these new books called Palau in Photos that had just been released. And I had asked my auntie to send me them from Palau. They were said to have never before seen photos. And when I opened the book, I was flipping through and I stopped on this one. And I immediately broke down crying when I saw it. Because there he is, right there. There's a carving of him in his, ship attire, with the round hat of a navigator. This was taken in 1880 from a German expedition by the explorer Johannes Kuberi. And the glass plate was damaged on its transport back to Germany. And only now with modern technology could this be developed. The house in this picture is really old, even in this picture from 1880. And it tells the story, his stories that I've lived, I've also lived these same stories. Like here, he's gathering the seed pods and planting saplings, which I always do when I'm in pool. A friend of mine said I put a call out to the universe, and the universe answered. And I will go back to the rooster. Because if you look at the top of the peak over there, you see there's a rooster in the mahogany tree. In the peak of the bud. It's basically the same as that thing I drew. Which, all this just blows my mind every day. This one I made to kind of complete the story. When he arrived, and he became the high chief. This is a bone of a dugong, the first vertebrae of a dugong. The chiefs would wear that as their symbol of nobility. So that's like the timeline of events this year. So here's a picture of me getting back to the wood. This is a picture of me during our first harvest. That tree there is over 200 years old. In 1999, we started Blue Moon Exotic Wood, my father, my sister, and I, and my mom, to sustainably harvest and bring this special wood back to the world. Cuban mahogany was commercially extinct for 150 years due to all the trees in the Caribbean getting sick and now only grow to small bushes and shrubs. The only way to get this wood was from sunken ships. The Spanish used the Cuban mahogany for many ships of their armada. The lot of wood we have cut has been for private use, including a room in Windsor Castle, home of the British royal family, mansions and yachts. But I want everybody in the world to be able to enjoy this wood. So last year when Martin Guitars came to my house looking for lumber, it was a perfect match. Being able to put this wood back into the hands of artists and master craftspeople means everything to me. There's a reason Cuban mahogany is known as the king of wood. And the world is going to know that again. This next series of paintings I did right after my visit to Martin Guitar, where I was asked to come and speak. And the second I walked into that building, the creative energy enveloped me and squeezed me tight. It's an amazing and inspiring place. So if you ever get a chance to go to the Martin Guitar Factory, you should do. This painting I made like an album cover with the Palauan moneybird, the foremost symbol of Palau, and an ancestry symbol on the bottom like a advisory. Because like Basilius and Martin, we have like a 300-year legacy. This next one I just wanted to show from the trees going from 300 years ago from the seed pod in the back there to now it's been made into beautiful Martin guitars. This turtle, which is this one means a lot. The turtle was my dad's favorite because it was from this same story that I'll tell another day. But this one was to commemorate. This one's for my dad and my grandfather to commemorate our visit to Martin. This one I made to mark the 300 years from the High Chief to me now, and telling the story from the seed to guitar. The woodpecker, this one means a lot. My Uncle Gusto nicknamed our lumberjack crew the Woodpeckers. So I had to paint our mascot. Oh, I'm wearing the shirt too. So before my presentation at the factory, they surprised me with a completed guitar made from the boards that I cut in Palau. And it blew me away. And I'm grateful that they did that for us. Now I need to get one of my own and have my art on it. So these two are the most recent paintings that I did. And, I completed that one soon after this gallery opened. And then I did this one like last week. I feel like everybody's art here kind of inspired this one. And that's that.